Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to Restaurant Management System Tutorials. Today is our lecture number 23rd, and in today's lecture we are going to continue our previous remaining part of the order modification window. In the previous lecture we have started the modification of the order or the upcoming orders of the existing order. We have to make correct, or we have to make or we have to append the order with further items or the products or the food that the customer is going to order. Okay, so let's start and continue the previous task that we have left in the previous lecture. Let's go. This is our home screen, and here we have to go to the order modification window, and here when I click on the add button, you can see everything is now loading perfectly. If you if you see any error when you click on the add button, I am repeating again, if you are getting any error that object reference set to an instance null when you click on the add button, then you have to resolve it first by simply going on the select item order drop down. Let me go on that. Here when you double click on it, you have to make sure that you have specified this condition: if item drop down dot selected index is not equal to -1, because when you are resetting the controls, this code is automatically executing without any condition checking. So you have to make sure that you have specified this item drop down dot selected index change selected index not equal to -1. That means it is not, if it is not empty, then this code should execute, otherwise this code should not execute. Okay, so this is the first thing that you have to check. After that we have the date. Let me select the date. On selection change, I have added the methods that we have specified on the form load. Let me show you that. Stop it, go on the order modification window, and on load let me review it again so that you can be able to understand. This is my form load code. Here I have specified data source null. This was the previous task. Now on selection index change, I have repeated these two lines, these three lines basically here, so that when you change the date, based on the date changing, the order IDs should be displayed in the drop down list. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now after that, what's the next step? One thing that I was thinking is that instead of loading the previous order, let me show you once again. Instead of loading the previous order, we should take the new details or the new items inside the order, existing order. Let me show you why. Let's say I have an order on 27th of July, and let's say this is the order ID, and you can see my existing ordered item is appeared here. Okay, so I don't want to see the previous order. In fact, I can select the order ID simple, and I can go to my items and select my new items, and then again add the quantity and then click add to cart. So reason of removing this previous existing order from here is this: when you click on add to cart button, you can see the error is appearing because rows cannot be added programmatically inside a data bound grid view, because you have loaded a data bound item. You have to add an item from these controls, not from the database. This drop down list is loading the items from the database. Okay, so double click on the order ID and remove this line or comment out this line. So you are not going to load the previous orders based on the selection of this. Now let us start and see what is the result. Based on the order ID selection, I am not going to select the order details. Order modification, add previous month, and the date is 27th, and then the order. Okay, now if I select Pepsi again and I am adding a quantity 1 and add to cart, you can see it is successfully added and the total is displayed in front of me. Okay, and now if you select some other item, let's say chicken steak, and now you can see the order is again updating. Now the next step is, when you press on the save button, the new items that you have added inside your existing order should be stored inside the database table. Let me go to the database and show you the order details table. It is open in front of me. Already this order is stored with one product. Okay, now I wanted to add some more details inside this order. So let us go to the procedures, programmability, stored procedures, and order insert or order detail insert procedure should be located inside this stored procedure folder. Right, so insert order details, this is the one. Go to the modify, and here you have to specify this name, or you have to insert this with the help of this stored procedure. So close this and come here and right click on the code. And do you have the save button here? Do we have the save button? No, we don't have the save button right now. We have to override the save button from the sample to window. So go to the sample to window, copy this save button and come here in order modification window and paste it somewhere in the class and change from virtual to override. Simple. Now in this save button, what you need, let us go to the orders window and see the save button of the orders window as well, so that we can get the necessary code after this. Here we have the save button. Okay, here I only want to use this function, insert order details. So do we have insert order details? Yes, I have the insert order details function. This is a private function. I can use this function as a public function as well, but for the purpose of this particular recording I am copying this, because in order to use this function for another window, we need to make this function, or we need to add parameters to this function as well. So right now I am copying this. If you wish to try, you can try by passing the parameters to this particular function and then use it on another window by making it public. So let us go to the order modification and and paste it here. So insert order details, we are getting the order ID. So how I am picking up the order ID? Let me write here the order ID. If I pass the parameters, for example, in order to reuse the code, I'm writing here integer 64, let's say, order ID. Okay, a little hard work is there, but it will help you. Okay, so order ID is not further required here. Now where you have to pass the order ID, here, from here the order ID is appearing, okay, at this particular point. And then you need the data grid view. So we have the data grid view. Let us write here data grid view, and GV is my data grid view, and instead of data grid view 1 I am writing here GV. Okay, and then count is my variable, that is fine, and order ID is the parameter. And then inside this grid view we have this column item ID GV. I am not changing it because I have copied and pasted the grid view, and then the quantity GV is the same, and then that's it. So now this is the message, order placed successfully. Now we can write here order. Yes, we can do one thing, order placed. You can, okay, this message is fine, we cannot change, we are not changing it. So these are the two things. Now what if I make it public static, okay, so that this function can be reused somewhere else. So copy it or cut it from here, cut it and go to the orders window, and if I write here this function like this, okay, and now if I comment it out the existing function insert order details, and here look, it is asking me the order ID. So where is my order ID? Look, I have taken my order ID from this particular function. In this is my orders window. Let me remind you, this is my orders window, so don't get confused. I am passing here my order ID, the last order ID, okay, and then what's the next thing is the data grid view. So my data grid view is data grid view 1, that's it. But look, you are not in a loop at this point. The loop will be executed within this function, okay. So I hope it is clear to everyone. Insert order details. Now the next step is to pass these details here as well. So copy and paste it, okay. So insert order, save button. If the selection index is equals to 0, then insert ordered item details. I think this was the same, the details are the same, there is no change in this particular area. Now the next step is remove this function or hide this function, no need of this right now. And now let's go to the order modification window, right? And here in save button we are going to call from the orders window Okay, it is not coming. The name is orders. Okay, orders window OW equals to, sorry, orders window OW, what you can say, orders window dot, because that is a static method. So my function name is insert order details, and now what it is asking me, it is asking me the order ID. So my order ID is in the drop down list, so convert dot to integer 64, because here is my order modification window. So I am picking up my order ID from the order ID combo box dot selected value, simple. Okay, dot toString. Now save, and the data grid view is data grid view 1. That's it. So you can now you can see in the orders window I have used the same function, but the order ID is the last ID I am picking up because this is my orders window, and the same function I have utilized here inside my order modification window. So my code is reused. I hope it is clear to everyone. There is no need to repeat the code again and again. Now let us go and check whether it is working or not. But before saving, do we need some other thing? No, we don't need any other thing for the current time being. Let us start and see what is the outcome of this. Okay, login, order modification, add, and you can see on 27th July I have an order with 6003 ID. If I go to the database and show you the details, I have only, let me show you once again the updated version of this table. You can see I have only one order ID and the one product ID, and the quantity is 2. Okay, now let us add another Pepsi here, and the quantity is 2, and then click add to cart and then click save. You can see order placed. Okay, now if I come here inside the database and then right click and execute here, you can see now you have 2 items with the same product ID with the quantity 2 and 2 4. So I hope the things are working. Now let's go to the bill generation window and see whether we have the options right now here. So dine in, floor number 1, and the table number is 2. Okay, what was that table number? It's order ID 3004. No, I don't need this 3004. Floor number 2. No. It's floor number 1, table 1. No. Table 2. The order ID should be 6004. So there is no record appearing. Yes, because the reason behind that is, let us go to the chef window, Hamad, and then order, and you can see the 6003 is in the pending mode right now. So you can see 2 times Pepsi is appearing here to the chef. Okay, so done this. Are you sure you want to finish this order? Yes, order completed successfully. And now come there and log out and log in again, and let us go to the bill generation, and here order type is dine in, floor is 1, table is 1, 2. Look, now the data is appearing, the bill is coming here. Here you can see the total is not coming perfectly, because now you have 2 times 60, then that means this should be 120. Okay, so we have to check what is the problem at this particular point. Let us go to the bill generation window. There are so many changes. Bill generation window, where is that? Order generation, chef window, home screen, categories, order completion window is the window that we are talking about. Okay, here. So when we are selecting the table, we are getting the amount, get order for bill. Okay, so we are giving the table ID and the details. Okay, total amount is appearing from the grid view. So which was the grid view? This is the grid view, and we have to calculate with the loop how many total amounts do we have, and then we'll have to do this. So what I have missed here is the for loop, because every time we have multiple items in the grid, so it's not a bad, it's a bad idea that I have done here like this. In the previous lectures I have only picked up the 0th index or the 0th cell or the 0th row, that means the first row total. So that's what now the correct thing. So data grid view raw ROW in data grid view 1 dot rows. Now what I wanted to do, I'm creating the float amount variable that is 0 by default, and I'm cutting it line by line so that you can be able to understand. Here this amount should be added plus equals to, okay, every time, and on every row what you are going to do this, you are doing here like this, raw dot cells of total amount, okay. Every time the total amount will be picked up, okay, and it is rounded off to 0 and then it is added inside the amount. I hope it is clear to everyone. Then the next step is the percentage. The percentage should be taken from the text drop down, so this should not be in the loop, okay, and then the amount should be multiplied with the percentage so that you can able to get the text amount, and then you are checking whether the text is inclusive or exclusive. If it is inclusive, then no changes, and exclusive, so everything remains the same. That's what a small thing that you have to add it here, simple. Now let's start and see what is the result of this. Okay, login, order modification, no, bill generation. At bill generation, when I select Tynan, floor 1, table 2, you can see the amount is now perfectly appearing. So the amount paid is 150 and the remaining amount is 30, so generate bill. You can see order completed successfully with my updated Pepsi. So 2 times Pepsi has been ordered from a particular customer. Alright, so you can notice here the report is not generated. You are clicking on the generate button, but the report is not generated. What is the reason? In the previous lectures I have demonstrated you that when you are getting the order report, you only need the order ID, you don't need the phone numbers and all that. So I have changed this query from everything, and I have just passed the order ID here. If I zoom out it, you can see based on the order ID I am fetching out the order details on the report. So here when you are clicking on the generate button bill, I have added breakpoint here. You can see what is the problem. Order completed successfully. I have pressed OK button. Now you are coming inside. Now the load bill report is now loading. Here you can see this is the problem. Okay, you need only what? You only need 2 things, that is the status and the order ID. So I am copying the order ID and I am passing here, instead of table ID I am passing here order ID and status, and I am removing this phone, and I am removing this else, and I am removing this if also from this. Now that's a simple query, and you have only status and the order ID. But where we have the order ID, we don't need to pass the phone and the table ID, whatever. We only need here the order ID. So integer 64 and pass here order ID. Okay, and now let us write order ID, because we have changed so much things. So now debugging is not beneficial further for us. Let us stop the software and go to the order of completion window, and in this, instead of passing everything, what we have to pass, we have to pass only certain things. That is, after crystal report viewer 1, we need to pass the status. The status should be 2, that is the completion status, and then the order ID. So where is our order ID? If you see at the top, you have the order ID in the order completion order ID drop down. So convert dot to integer 64, and here you need order ID drop down. So where is that? Order ID text. Yes, order ID text is the control that we are going to use here. That's it. So this is my updation in the code for the report, and let us go and see at which point, at the order completion window, and on the retrieval part you can see you are passing only order ID and the status. That's it. Now let's start and see what is the result. Okay, it's saying that there are errors. Okay, where is that? It is saying that there is a conversion. Okay, phone text. This is the place where we are doing some stuff. Okay, at this particular point we also have to pass the status and the order ID. Okay, so crystal report viewer 1 comma status is 2 and the order ID. So order ID is convert dot to integer 64 and then order text, what was the name, order ID text dot text. So this is how we have passed the ID. This is the code for update order. Okay, inside the order completion window. So start and see what is the result. Remove the breakpoint, go to the solution explorer Visual Studio and remove this breakpoint. Now come here, go to the bill generation window and select your order type, that is dine in, floor 1, table 1, table 2. We have this one order right now, so I am paying 100 rupees and generate bill. Order completed successfully. Now you can see the report is about to load. Alright, so you can see the bill is successfully generated. Now let us do the sum order again. Select an item. I am selecting a biryani and I am giving the quantity 1, the order type is dine in and the floor is 1 and the table is 2 and then add to cart. Now I am selecting a Pepsi and add to cart. You can see, okay, so the total amount is 180. Now click save. Order placed successfully. Now I'm letting you the situation. What's the next thing that we can be able to see? Let us open the chef window. Okay, sorry for that. Hamad, and now orders. You can see another order is appearing in front of the chef. So order said that this order is I have done from my side. Order updated successfully. Okay, now the problem is the client says or the customer says that I need some order. I want some other order. Okay, so do we have the order ID here? Yes, we have the order ID here and we are going to add a chicken steak here. And then I am adding a quantity and add to cart and click save. You can see the order modification is successfully placed. Okay, now after placing the order, let us go and see the bill. Do we have the bill here? Dine in and the floor number 1 and the table number is 2. You can see now the chicken steak is appearing and the total amount is 450 plus 150 is 600 and then 30. No, the total is not still appearing perfectly. 450 plus 50 is 500 and then 600 and then 30. So I think still there is a problem in the total. So we have to check what is the problem in this total. Let us go in the code and go to the order completion window, and here at this point when we are selecting the table, the amount. Okay, wait, one more thing that we have to check, whether we have inclusive or exclusive. Okay, it's inclusive, the text is inclusive. So the bill is displayed with the text amount, there is no text amount, everything is fine. Okay, so the loop is running for 3 times. How many rows do we have inside this grid? Let us debug this. Okay, I am selecting my table number 2. Okay, I am come inside. The amount is okay. It is asking for the bill. Bill is taken. Now the amount is 0. Now the first time we are come inside and the value is 180 rupees. 180 is added. Now the value is 360 rupees because the new value is 180 again. Do we have the same results as well? Let us check. No. So that means the result is not coming as we are getting, as we need here. So stop it and verify the column name. I think there is a problem in the column. Select your this column and we have the amount. It's amount GV. That is the problem. The column name is amount GV, and what we have written here, let us go to the order completion window and we have total amount GV. That is the problem. So we have to specify the correct name. Now everything will work fine, inshallah. Start. and login and bill generation, and now dine in floor 1 table 2. You can see 630 is now appearing perfectly because 500, then 600 and 630. Amount I am going to pay is 700 or 750, and then you can see 750, 650. Okay, now generate bill. Order placed successfully, and now let us see whether the bill is generating or not. So you can see once the order is successfully completed, we have added some other order, that is chicken steak, and now it is updated in the receipt as well. Okay, but the problem is with the amount. So the amount is again appearing me with the wrong value. That is the same mistake. Let us go and correct it again. So where should be this thing? We have to go on the report window. Where is the report window? When we are clicking on this, okay, this is my report. So where I am showing report, I am showing my report here inside this same window. So let us go and verify this as well. Load report. Go to the definition. Here get order report is the procedure. So get order report. Here the total item price is appearing as this, and the total amount, okay, total bill. Let us go to the order table, right click. Yes, this is the problem for updation. This is the updation problem. Let me show you what. Right click and execute. You see we have an order, and the total amount of the order based on these two items is 180 rupees. That's why it is showing me 180 rupees. Total amount is 180. Right, so you can see guys, the previous order is appearing in front of us, so we have to do this thing as well. So we have to pick up the amount of the order based on its ID. So select from order O, and here you can pick up the order amount, that is the total amount as amount. Okay, after getting this, you can write here where clause order ID is equals to, let's say 70003. So execute it. You can see 180 is appearing. Now let us create a procedure. Create procedure. Procedure st underscore get order amount. Okay, up till now, and then here we are going to pass order ID, that is big int, and here it should be @ order ID. Okay, so based on the order ID we are fetching the total amount. Okay, so execute. Commands completed successfully. Where we need this total amount? When we are in order modification. Okay, let us come here and go on the save button. This is the cart button, and where is the save button? Get order details. Here is the save button. Before this, I am going to write a private and double order amount, and then come inside, write try catch, and here you can specify double order amount equals to 0 by default, and write return order amount, and remove this exception, and now write SQL command cmd equals to new SQL command, and then here you can specify your procedure, then main class dot connection, and then copy this get order amount and paste it, then cmd dot command type is equals to command type dot stored procedure, and then we have cmd dot parameters dot add with value, and then come inside and then write at the rate order ID, and the order ID where you are giving the order ID. So I am passing a parameter integer 64 order ID, and here you can give order ID. That's my parameter. And now main class dot connection dot open, and then main class dot connection dot close. In case of any error, connection is closed, and then the name of my variable is this convert dot to double, and then come inside and write here cmd dot execute scalar, because I am going to fetch only one single value. So execute scalar dot toString. That's it. So this is how you are getting your order amount. Okay, so where you need your order amount in order to update the order amount. Okay, we have to go and take the final total amount from this particular window as well. So after inserting all these details, let us create a double variable double total equals to, and the total amount is appearing here in front of us in the order modification window. I think we are doing, yes, we are doing the right thing. So here in order modification window we have this total label. Okay, total label. Let us go here and convert dot to double and write here tot label dot text, so that the total amount is picked up inside this, and you can write plus, and what you need with this plus is this order amount. So you can write directly here order amount, and here you are passing the order ID. So order ID is inside this, so copy and paste. Okay, you have passed the order ID. Now after this, what you need, look, total, this is the total from the new items, and this is the current ID, and the previous order amount will be fetched from this particular function. So and it is returning a double, so double plus double gives me a total new amount. And now when you save this, we have to write a update order procedure. Do we have the update order procedure here? Update order. Yes, we have the update order, but what's inside this? Inside this we have the amount paid, amount returned, all the things, but we are not going to do all the updates here. We only need to update the amount. Okay, so copy this and come here and paste it and write here a new procedure, create procedure update order amount, and you need only the amount at the rate amount, that should be money, update orders, and you need here O underscore total amount is equals to at the rate amount, where order ID is equals to this one, whatever the ID is, order ID, that is big int. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, so update order amount, this is my procedure, and we have to add it here as well. So do what we should do here. Let us go and see inside the updation class where is the update order. Update order status, update menu item, update category, update table, update floors, update customer, update role, update users. Where is that update order? We don't have any update order, I think, at this particular point. Update text, yes, this is the one on the top. Copy and paste it. Here you need only order ID, and that's it, and it should be double amount. Okay, so make it AMT, and here you need the new parameter, the stored procedure, that is this one, and then everything should be removed except these two things. It should be AMT, if I am not wrong, it's amount, yes, AMOUNT amount, and here it should be AMT, and order ID is there, and then the message should be displayed, or the amount should be updated. There is no need to display the message because there is another message already. So update order amount, procedure amount, and the order ID is there. Order completion, sorry, order modification window. Let us go in the order modification window, and we have to write here updation. Okay, updation dot update order amount. Where is that? I think that was not static. Yes, this is a state. The name is update order. Okay, so come here. I have done the overloaded version mistakenly, no problem. Update order, bracket open. Now there are two things, the order ID. So where is my order ID? My order ID is here. Copy and then paste, and then come here, and now it's amount. So the amount is in total. Okay, and then that's it. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now let us start and see whether it is working or not. So log in, and now let us create a new order. Add, select your item, let's say Pepsi 3, and dine in, floor 2, table 4, add, and I need another item, that is biryani, and its quantity is 1. Now click save. That's my one order. And now after doing this order, let us go to the order modification and select the new order, and I wanted to add another biryani with quantity 4. Okay, so 600 is the extra amount. Now click save, and then order is placed. Now let us go to the chef window. Hamad is the chef. Orders, and you can see there is now two biryanis now. So done. Yes, order updated successfully. Back, log out, again log in, and then we have the bill generation window. Order type is dine in, floor is 2, table is 4, and you can see the total amount is perfectly appearing. 750 plus 90 is 840, and I am giving here 850 is the total amount, and then generate bill. Order completed successfully, and let's see what is the result after all such efforts. So you can see the amount is perfectly appearing in front of us, that is 840 rupees, the total amount. I hope it is clear to everyone. That's all for today. If you do not understand anything, please do write me. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.